Let's go. I got time tonight, family. I got time tonight. Peace, family. Peace, family, for another live video. Boom, boom. Let's go. This video is designed to make you think in a way you may have not thought about your thoughts before. Let's go. I got time tonight, family. I got time tonight. What's going on, Jody? How you feeling tonight? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Let me plug. I gotta plug my stuff every time I'm on here. I'm pushing the brand. So don't be annoyed with me if I'm pushing my brand. I'm pushing my brand, family. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of work into that. So I'm going to push it. I'm going to push it. That's just what it is. All right. Now, tonight we're going to talk about the way you think about certain things and why you think these ways. One of the purposes I have here is to change your thought process on certain things that other people will tell you are wrong when you think these things. Now, as we're moving to a new day, we have new thought processes that come along with this new day. And some of the thought processes are throwing out the old dogmatic mindset in education and belief system. Because when it comes down to it, many of us really don't know what time it is. Even the ones that pretend to know because we read more books than others, it's more than books in this next stage of our evolution. Okay? Now, for some reason, whenever I ask a question or post a video about the moon, the sun, or niburu, people lose their minds. You ever notice that? They don't snap on the videos where I do light language. They don't snap on the videos where I'm talking about chosen ones. They snap on the videos that I'm talking about moon, sun, and niburu. We have people who think they know what it is. We've had people who just call us crazy. But from our perception, the people who are what we deem as the people who have not awoken yet, we look at them like you can't see. And then they look at us like, well, you're stupid or you're crazy. But I'm here to tell you that you should be leaning into your higher mind as you begin to ascend and activate, because you could look at something. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're going to go under on plant medicine, right? You go under on plant medicine and you look at a tree. Now, before you was under plant medicine, that tree did not look like it was alive and looking at you. But after you go under plant medicine, you look at this tree and you say, wait a second, that tree is alive. How come I couldn't see that before? Because we have levels of perception which we can perceive, which we can see, right? When we look at the moon, the sky, and the sun these days, we're looking at it like something doesn't look right. And something doesn't make sense. But instead of expressing it to others, we can't express it to them because they want to look at us like we're crazy. So we continue to stay in our holes, our own thoughts, and we never share this, right? But whenever somebody does share this a little bit differently and others are seeing it, the vast majority who are still asleep, even the ones who are fake woke, you really are still asleep, right? Because there are certain systems inside of you that have not come online. And you're just reading and reading and reading, but there's nothing else going on there. If there's nothing else going on there, I'm trying to figure out how you think you're awake just because you read some books. You're aware, but you haven't ascended yet. Your body's not catching up to how many books you read, right? Now, books are great. Don't get it twisted. But there are other things that we should be developing and honing. These thoughts, these visions that we continue to get, we need to be able to cultivate these feelings, these emotions, right? Do not let them control us, to use them, like my guy B. Dell said, as a guidance system to be able to move throughout this matrix. Now, when you look at the sun and the moon sometimes, you are like that doesn't look like what they told me it was when I was a kid. And if you relate the sky to food and the pyramids, if they lied to you with that, something small, why wouldn't they lie to you with something big, right? Just like if you're in a relationship and you're with somebody and, it could be something stupid like, did you take my keys? And the person, no, they took your keys. It's small. They could have just told you they did, but they told you they didn't. So when somebody lies to you for something small, you can't trust them for nothing big. So all these books we read, right, about the sky, we found out that we're living in a dome, right? We found that out, right? Now, some people say the sun is local. Some people say it's a reflection from another dimension. Some people say the moon is a spaceship, whatever it may be. The second sun as well. They talk about that. But whenever we decide to use our own thought process outside the books, which are greater than the books, all these books we have here, we have more than that times a million inside of our bodies. And as our bodies begin to come online, we begin to perceive differently because there's other information about what it really is coming to us, but we have individuals telling us that we're crazy. Why is that happening? When we talk about specific topics, certain people will flood your chat and call you crazy and call you stupid. Like the Matrix sends these people to you, laughing at you in their little groups, making you feel less than. Could it be they're trying to shut you down? Because as somebody who lives in no fear, you get to see individuals who do live in fear and get to read it based off of what they will and won't say, how they respond, how they act, how they speak. You're able to decipher who is really living in fear. People who say, I'm not fearful, but I'm looking at your actions, because now as somebody who's awakened, now ascending, we can see inside of the soul of the individual. We can hear these things called double talk. You ever listen to somebody speak and you heard something else completely? Like the person is telling you something else behind the language they're speaking. It's called double talk. Has anybody ever experienced double talk? I was experienced double talk when I was younger, and I was really good at deciphering what somebody really meant. Even if they said something, right? Even if they said something, I understood what they were saying behind the scenes of their subconscious, their psyche. I know what they really meant. Has anybody ever heard that one? Now, when it comes down to it, the less you live in fear, the more information you'll get. The less you'll be unafraid to say what's really on your mind, the more information that you're going to get coming through you, because you are sending a signal to your higher self that you now trust it. Because this matrix is an illusion. It's an illusion. So if it's an illusion, why couldn't everything that you know be an illusion? So that must mean you must have to tap into the real world. And where does the real world dwell? Inside of you. What they say? The kingdom of God is within. Right? The kingdom of God is within. So it's time to tap into your inner thoughts, because these things that you're going to tap into are going to seem very strange at first. And you're going to want to reject them because you have an emotional tie to your current programming right now. That the moon is what it is, that the sun is what it is, that the sky is what it is, that the birds are what they are. You have an emotional tie to these things, right? It's comfortable. And to step outside of that box is uncomfortable. As you wake up, there are many boxes that you step out of. You get out of a bigger box to another box, to another box. Before you know it, 20 years pass and you were in 30,000 boxes of programming, right? And you have to step outside of that. Just because you think you know something right now does not mean that it's concrete, and you can't hold on to that information. Because a lot of individuals are having information come through them and they're not sharing it because they're afraid. They have a following probably, and they don't want to step outside the box too much because they know they're going to piss or scare their following off. That ain't me. You're going to be here and you're going to like my genuine, authentic self. If you don't like it, that's the door right there. Right there. And I'm cool with it. Because at the end of the day, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and we have to say, did I do all I can? Did I say all I could? Did I put it all on the line? Did I put it all on the line? And you have to ask yourself that question as well when you move through life as a chosen one. If you are chosen, you have to be able to move through life with no regrets. And regrets meaning, did you live your best self? Or did you live yourself for other people's acceptance because of their programming, which you were here to actually disrupt? Chosen ones are a virus to the matrix. We are a disruption to the matrix. You must be a disruption at all levels. It is the job of a chosen one to bring about a new earth, a new change. Do you think you can bring the old earth in to the new one? Chosen one? You have to go all in. And these individuals who try to throw you off, who try to make you feel less than, who try to call you arrogant or you think you're better than me, are trying to use their own fear of your energy against you to make you doubt yourself. Chosen one. And it's very difficult to be in the space, at first, of being very confident in self. Sometimes called arrogant. I'm cool with that. I don't feel like I'm arrogant. And the conversation I have with me is the best one of all time. What kind of conversations are you having with yourself? Do you believe what other people say? Because normally when you make them feel less than, they're going to try to make you feel less than. Who's winning in that battle? You or them? Chosen one. You or them? Which one? But I'm just saying, it's interesting to just see, certain people come through out of nowhere seemingly, because these people don't even follow me sometimes. How'd you find my content when I talk about this? Is it too high? Are the thoughts too high? That's why I asked you a question. I didn't tell you what I thought. I just wanted to see what you were going to say, what you were going to comment. A lot of people had some of the same thoughts as many of you who commented, and they didn't say it because they were afraid. I've talked to people who says, I don't want to comment on your stuff because I'm afraid of what people are going to say. I mean, you're not a chosen one because you've been called to be in your authentic self. And if your authenticity had a thought to say and you wanted to comment and you pushed it down, then you're not accepting the mission. That's real talk. A lot of chosen ones don't want to hear this because we just want to be chosen ones and do nothing at all. We don't stand together. You leave chosen ones out in the cold that are really doing this work. So how could you be chosen? How could you be a part of the family if you are somebody who is afraid of your own discomfort over your actual mission? How could you be part of the family? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I don't get it. And my question, okay, so somebody said just different colors and different shapes, different information codes, the troubles and light brought. Hey, yeah. But you have to really understand that as you vibrate higher in this realm, you're going to have many individuals go against you. You're going to have swarms of people go against you. That's how you know you're on the right track. You're going to have much opposition. You're going to have to go hard. And once you're out there, you're out there. You got to double down, triple down, quadruple down. You're going to have to do these things. But let me tell you something. When we get our reward for being like this, when we get our reward for stepping out in a time that is difficult to step out in the age of darkness, about to move into the age of light, right? You're going to get such a reward that everybody's going to want to be you. But at that point, it's going to be too late. At that point, it's going to be too late. See, it's cool to be fitting in. It's getting less cool, but the group mindset, that's dying. That's dying right now. Which side are you going to go on? Because you can't serve two masters, family. Which one are you going to do? Are you going to go on the side of ascending, operating your authentic self, or are you going to be over there? Because you got to choose. Because they can see your heart. They can see your heart. And I'm gonna respond to this comment. Some people just need guidance. That's why we're here. I'm giving guidance. That's what I'm doing right now. Giving guidance. People have to accept the guidance, though. They have to find the guidance. They have to become somebody who accepts the guidance and actually wants the guidance. Because when they meet the right mentor, that mentor is going to give them things that are uncomfortable to do. Are you somebody who wants to grow? Actually. Are you somebody who wants to change? Actually. Because when you work with somebody like me, you're going to have to do the work. I don't got time to play. I don't have time to play. I'm serious about this work. I have fun in life still, but I'm serious about this work. And I also have fun with this work too, but I'm still serious about it. And I only want to work with people who are serious like me. And that's what mentors want. We want people who are serious like them. See what I'm saying? That is so loud. Hold on, let me shut my door. So loud. Okay? So, at the end of the day, yeah, very serious about it. But you have to be in a position to want to grow. It's very interesting though as you evolve though, as your mind evolves and you tap into psychic abilities, clairvoyant abilities, and you can just see everything. And you have thoughts that come to your brain that are unlike anybody else's anywhere in any book. Makes me wonder what's in the Vatican. What's in the Vatican? What's in the Vatican? That makes me wonder that. Because I bet you a lot of this information that's coming through us right now is what they hid in the books they don't want us to read. See, all the books we have is what they are okay with us reading. But people who want us to be led by lies, why are you okay with us reading these books? What's in those books over there? You know what I mean? That's the questions I ask. So, if we cannot access these books at this time, how do we access the internal books of us? Because the ways to do that is a little bit, it's unorthodox to what people think it is. You see? It's unorthodox to access the internal books. You see? Somebody said, a dragon took me to underground Disney World once. Yikes. Now 200 employees arrested. They do a lot of child stuff down there. A lot of child stuff down there, but all will be revealed. People will be revealed to themselves. All will be revealed. The right people at the right time will receive the right information when they're supposed to receive it at the end of the day. But please, please, please operate in your authenticity, because the more you do, the less fear you'll have. And ask yourself, why do I fear certain things? Why do I fear that? Do I not have confidence in myself? Do I not have doubt? Do I have doubt in myself? Because doubt creates fear. Doubt of survival creates fear of death. Do you see? I'm telling y'all, family. But watch out for this, and please, please be chosen for real. Don't be a fake chosen one. Do your work. Help people. Help by helping yourself first. We will change this earth one person at a time. You have to be able to accept your mission, because there are your family, your star family, who are watching you. They're watching how you move. They're watching how righteous you are. If you see a quarter on the ground, they're watching if you pick it up and put it in your pocket. I'm talking about the smallest thing means the biggest thing right now. Has your character changed? Has your heart changed? Do you operate in love but sternness? Telling you. But please, allow your real thoughts to come through, because they're going to be different than the books. All these people who are experts of the moon and the sun, and we're just guessing. We're just trying to tap into something else. So we're all trying to figure it out. But please, do not let any belief of what it is be solid, because it's going to break if it is solid. What you think you see is not what you're really seeing. And be okay with that. Be unemotional about it when it does break. Your reality does break away. Even mine, I'm preparing. Maybe everything that I know is not real, not true, and that's okay too. So I can receive the next stage of evolution. Somebody said, do I believe in astrology horoscopes? For the most part, for me, it's been accurate. A lot of it's been accurate, but those are programs as well, if you ask me. But it's been accurate for the characteristics of myself. Life path number, been pretty accurate, I don't believe in anything. I need to know it at this point. We don't want to be lied to. Be lied. Let me throw the leaf on there, right? Be lied to yourself. I don't want to believe anymore. I want to know. I'm an Aquarius. We are the knowers. We want to know. We are the trailblazers. We are the world changers. I want to know. So, anything about astrology could break away as well. And I'm cool with that too. But you can't hold on to anything. A master must always realize they're a student, equally a student. So that master can continue to elevate. Because the master never stays stagnant. They never stay in one place. They never stay with one type of knowledge. They continue to consume all types of knowledge. There was a book I was reading called Origins. And it was talking about where we come from. It was called Origins, what happens in the next 50 years. And in this book, they were discussing where we come from, ignorance is bliss. Because where we come from, we know everything, can do anything, can see everything all at one time. So we come here to experience ignorance because it's bliss from knowing everything. Now, I've been to the place, right, where you know everything. And I wanted to come back here for a little bit because I'm like, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. I see why I came here. But you only know it when you go to that place again, where you are the all again. I've been there. Right? And yeah, we come here in many different experiences to just take a break from knowing everything, from being gods. I'm talking about the complete God, not demigods, like the complete God. Because we are all the same being. We're from one container, little drops, having different experiences. Some of us are having 6 experiences in one. Double lives we're living, right? You live a life somewhere else, and then you go into a chamber to experience this life. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. And that's the first time I shared that one with y'all. But in one of my lives, I have metal tendons. Like tendons that move like those tendons in the body. Metal tendons. You exist in anything you could think about. If you can think about this, it's real. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to think about it at all. Realize that. So whatever you think about is real. You thought about it. God. You know what I'm saying? That was another son, Niburu, his brother. I mean, hey. Hey. Hey, I don't, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what it was. We're gonna know anyway. I just wanted to see what y'all thought about it, because we can't control what's in that sky. We can't control what's blocking that sky. Not right now, but when we do, we'll be ready because we focused on ourselves right now. I know you're tired of looking at the sky and not being able to control the fact that there's spraying over the sky, right? I know it. It's annoying. You want to just fly up there and destroy all those planes. I know I do. So I know, okay, I can't continue to give this my energy too much because I take the energy off of myself, which eventually will go up there, fly, and shoot them down. But until then, I must hone and develop my abilities, because the more I focus on them, the more and the longer it takes for me to get there. But guess what I can do? Focus on the things that I can change. So, your thoughts are starting to come through. Your true thoughts are beginning to come through. Your true memories are beginning to come through. Oh, you're talking about scalar technology. Yeah, I got a frequency generator too. I got one of those. I got a couple of them around the house, But But I know what you're talking about with scalar technology. There's a guy online. His name is the Black Airbender. He's a breatharian, and he sells like the scalar equipment. I bought one of his scalar guns too, the one that be like, hitting your body to heal. I got one of those. I got the one on my shoulder today. It's kind of sore. But yeah. This is Oregon right here. This is Oregon energy right here with shungite wrapped in copper. Got some gold in there. Got some moldavite in there. Got a bunch of stuff in this. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. It's funny. I was thinking the other day, I was little thoughts that come through from time to time. I'm looking at the snow. Like, this snow seems pretty solid. Something came through me. Like, I feel like they put the snow down here to stop the heat that we was going to feel from the sun, to counteract the radiation from the sun, because now the ground is cold. See, when the snow wasn't out there, when you felt the same sun, it felt hot. So it was about, I don't know, the hottest it got was about 60 degrees. But then it started getting too hot because I rolled the window. I would see the sun. I rolled the window down and it would just hit me. Pow! I felt all that heat. But then when the snow was out right now, it dissipated to a degree. So I wasn't able to feel the heat. And the snow was not melting like it normally was. I was telling my daughter, please stop eating that snow. That's not real snow. Don't eat that. Don't eat the snow. We can't eat the snow no more. So it's not melting like it used to melt. When the sun used to hit the snow after a snow, it would melt. It's not going anywhere. What are they doing with that? What are they doing with that? Just little thoughts to come through. I say them out loud. Yes, they have patents on weather controlling device. Yes, they do. HARP. Think it's not real if you want to. You're gonna find out what time it is around here. You're gonna find out, family. And I don't care what anybody says about it, because soon you're gonna realize that I was right about many things. And so were you. So were you. Somebody said, I have dreams about telling tornadoes to move in my dreams. I do too. I have those same dreams. I have the dreams where I'm telling the thunder to crack down. I have the dreams where I'm telling the ground to move. I have the dreams where I'm telling water to bend, but water is very difficult to bend. It's very chaotic. Out of all elements that I focused on, water is the most difficult to bend. Whoever bends water is a beast. Whoever bends the water is a monster. Because I don't see that one in my... I'm a fire bender. Fire and air bender. I'm not a water bender. Not yet, at least. I might have to go to school for that. And the flying, yes. Who's had dreams about flying? Telling y'all, family. It's time to tap into your internal power. Because when we wake up, you're going to realize you had it the whole time. And you're going to be like, wait a second. I had this the whole time? All it was knowing and seeing. Imagine seeing somebody do it and your systems come online, like I said before. Just by seeing somebody do it, you know you could do it. Because that's a person like me. That's a melanated God like me. I can do that too. Boom, you can do it. Somebody got to do it, though. Might as well be me. Might as well be you. Beat me to the punch. I don't care. We all going to get there anyway. As long as we're doing our jobs and we're on our missions. And a lot of our jobs are difficult. Like one of my friends in here, he just came in here. He's a Cambo practitioner. I remember he started. He ain't had no business or nothing. He making moves right now. Cambo practitioner on his mission. Love it. Love it. Do what you want to do here. Do what you love. Do what you're good at. Do what you're great at. Do what other individuals do not do well. If you wake up and you're excited for what you're doing, you can do it all day long and not eat. When you're not excited, it's because you're stressed and your cortisol is rising and you're craving carbs, comfort food, because you're not in a comfortable position. You're in fight or flight all day because you are not doing what you love. So that's why you're eating all day. You see? I'm going to say it one more time. I've noticed the difference between doing something I love and doing something I don't love. When I do something I love, I could do it all day long. When you're not doing something you love, you want to eat breakfast, lunch, snacks some more, then dinner, right? Then dinner. Because you're constantly in fight or flight. You're stressed, right? You're stressed and your cortisol is rising and you're craving carbohydrates, which is destroying your body's ability to secrete serotonin, which is actually making you even sadder. So you're getting a temporary high, but you're sad for much longer than that. Yes, your snacks make you want to snack. They do. Because when you eat carbs, you crave more carbs. I always noticed that when I ate carbs, I wanted more carbs. Starchy carbs. So please, if you can, begin to work on something that you love. Because there's no point in being miserable as the chosen one. You have a choice. Because you have reached a level of awareness, you know you have a choice now. Why are you making the choice to be miserable? What kind of example are you being for others, nevertheless yourself? You're not even being a good one for yourself. Would you follow you? That's a really good question. Would you follow you? Question. Would I follow me? If the answer is no, you got some work to do. Right? And it's okay being a chosen one, not realize what it is you're here to do yet. People like me are here to help you find that out. We can talk to you one time, know you, and figure out, oh, you should be doing that. Why are you not doing that? Why are you not doing that? What's up with that? I don't know. Oh, it's not enough money. We're not here just for the money. Right? Now, if you can find something that you love and make money from it, good money, so be it. But as long as you're happy, that's the true currency. As long as you're content and in gratitude, that's the currency. Chosen one, you're supposed to learn how to manifest at this point. You're supposed to understand that by manifestation, you create chaos to get that out of your way, to create the path of least resistance. I was talking to another chosen one the other day, and we continue to have the same conversations over and over and over again. It's like very redundant. I'm about to stop talking to him completely. Because this particular individual is continuing to tell me he's in his head over and over and over again. And it always comes down to how much money I'm making. You're not getting it. How do we know all this knowledge and we are not able to apply it? Applied knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Applied, the application of knowledge is power. So when you're when you know all this stuff, you can recite all the astrological symbols. You can recite all the life path numbers. You can do all these things. You're a good memorizer. But are you a good applier? Are you applying this energy and this information into your own existence? And you only know the answer to that question. Right? You only know the answer to that question. Are you applying it? But it's a good question to ask of this tonight. Like, write it on a wall. Write it on your door. When I was first learning manifestation back in 2016, my life was in a really bad spot. And this is when I had to go to work at Walmart, working in the kitty litter section, stacking kitty litter bags and cat food and dog food. And I was really in a bad place at this point in my life. And I got to the point where I said, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to get myself out of this and more, right? So I began to study manifestation. Listen to people like Kevin Trudeau or Esther Hicks or reading Audible books, things that I had never done before. I had never read a book before 2016. It's crazy, y'all. I studied a lot when I was in fitness, but I never sat there and read a book for me. I always read things for money. Studied things for money, right? I said, I'm going to do something different now. So what I did is I decided to study manifestation. right? And I convinced myself that I was working at Walmart and it was paying me to get my life better. I had to trick myself into being there. I said, you know what? Walmart is paying me to get better in my life. They're paying me $9.50 an hour to get better. So I began to study it and I began to apply it. The first thing I did was, on break time, when they were outside playing football, I would never really want to talk to them. I knew I came in there on the first day talking about when I was quitting. But I would go in the car and I would write down everything that I knew was going to happen. And as Kevin Trudeau had taught me, it has to be a belief ability between 7 and 10. Anything under 7, you will create resistance and it won't happen for you because you don't believe it enough. You don't know it's going to happen enough. So he said it has to be a belief ability between 7 and 10. If it is, write it down. Now, if you do this, what I'm telling y'all, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. Now, I sat in the car and I wrote down on my little green book. It's somewhere. I still have it. It's somewhere around here. I just had it. All right. And I used to go home and I wrote on a piece of paper everything that I had already accomplished in life. 10 things that I already thought I wasn't going to accomplish and that I accomplished. Then on another door that I was never going to miss, which is the bathroom and the front door. I'm never going to miss these 2 doors in this little apartment I was living in with these kids. I said, I am, and I did 10 I ams. I did it morning and night. Morning, because your subconscious mind is still open. And night is because your subconscious mind is about to open up. So I did them every day. Now, I started manifestation in September of 2016, right? I wound up quitting Walmart before Thanksgiving because I said, I'm not doing Thanksgiving. I'm not doing Walmart. I'm done. I quit and I went to Amazon. After I went to Amazon, I could not listen to stuff no more. So I had to get out of there quick because Amazon was like slavery to me. A lot of foreigners worked there, so they were okay being over here with the slave shit. I wasn't okay with being that. I said, I'm getting out of here. So I would talk about things that I'm doing. I'm doing it. I'm getting out of here. And I was working on my dreams, working on manifestations, working on it, right? I manifested a job that paid a little bit more, $7 more than what Walmart was paying, right? In 2017, January 1st, I did a video on YouTube because I was studying and I started to wake up. By March of 2017, so we're talking about September to March, October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months later, right? 6 months later, I was in a shower. I think this was in February when I had a shower. And I was on YouTube. I was going viral. I was making videos reviewing supplements. Not mine, of course. I didn't start my company yet. But I was reviewing supplements. And I was starting to make money off of doing the Amazon affiliate thing. And I decided to come out with a program called the Regeneration Program that was about erectile dysfunction and sexual health because I cured my erectile dysfunction. And I made this program and I announced it to the people. Guess how much money I made in that first month? I made $30,000 in 1 month. I quit Amazon and I have never looked back since. And everything that I ever wrote down in that green book came true. Everything. And more. I'm talking about some of the wildest ones that I look back on now. Like, what was I thinking at that point? And everything happened. I'm talking about the reason why you guys know me is because I did that stuff. It's because I listened to my inner self leading me down a path that I did not know was going to exist for me. But I knew something had to change. And I got to a point where everything was not working. And I had to change my current programming because I couldn't just do bad and go to church again and pray it was going to happen or tied to a church. I said I need to tie to myself. I need to tie to myself. You can name this 7 to 10 method whatever you want to name. You give it your own energy. Give it your own power. Name it whatever you want to name it. Name it whatever you want to name it. I even hit Yo, family. So I'm going to give y'all one. I'm going to tell you how this really is. Because I started to really test my ability to manifest. Really started to test it. So I had to gamble a little bit. Because I wanted to play my manifestation. See how much I was psychic. So I'm like, I'm gambling. I lived in Delaware. It was nothing to do. I'm gambling. So at blackjack, right, there is what they call a progressive bet. And I have never shared it. I don't think I've shared this. I shared it one time online. This happened. This is a true story, family. I can show you pictures and everything. Now, I'm with my wife at the time, and we go to this place called Dover Downs, right? And in Dover Downs, they have a blackjack game, and it's called a progressive bet. With a progressive bet, they're very hard to get because you have to have a certain hand to win this progressive bet. Now in blackjack, the dealer has one card, and you can't see the down card. You have two cards. Now, in order to win this progressive bet, they have to be three aces of a kind suited. It's four suits. In January, I had took a little break from gambling to get focused a little bit on my YouTube creation, whatever it may be, right? Because everybody has a vice. That was my vice. And I told my ex-wife, I said, yo, I'm going to win this progressive bet that nobody wins, and I'm going to win it with three aces of a kind clubs. She's like, okay, all right, my husband doing his thing again, going, whatever, So I know she didn't believe half the stuff that I was saying that already came true at the time when I was saying it. But somebody got to believe in yourself, which is you. They'll come along when your stuff start happening. You gotta look delusional. So we walk in there in April 2019. We walk in there, right? And we just go to eat. I wasn't even gonna play. I said, I'll play with a couple $100, see what happens. No expectations. Because what happens when you manifest, you throw the manifestation out there and you don't think about it no more. You already know what's going to happen. So it's no point in continuing to dwell on it. Just know what's going to happen. Do what you got to do. Rapid action. It'll come to you. Just know it. You are God. You can create whatever you want to create. What's your belief? What is your belief ability? So we walk in there and we play. Guess what, family? Within 15 minutes of playing, three aces of a kind suited clubs. $284,000. So, what happens next? Everybody's shocked. Everybody's like, what the hell? What happened? Why are you not screaming, sir? I said, because I knew this was going to happen. They look at me like, oh, he's cocky as hell. I'm not cocky. I just knew it was going to happen. And I said, they were like, all right, we got to take you in the back. We got to count this out. I said, give me cash. Because I had a dream about me throwing money up on my bed. And it was that money. And I had that dream 5 years prior. So I got to see it through. Right? At the time, in 2019. So I go in there and I say, I want cash. They count $213,000.78 because I lost $78,000 in taxes. It was just crazy. They took $78,000 out in taxes. Robbery. Robbery. They took that. So it was $213.78 or something like that. But I know it was $213,000 I left out with. And yeah, that's what happened. And that whole thing led me to the journey of finding my true self, because 2 weeks later, I tear my Achilles tendon and I'm grounded. And 2 months later, I decide to have a pilgrimage and I go to Peru for 7 days. And then I truly find myself. So you never know what's going to happen when you take a chance and a step in yourself. You never, ever, ever know, family. Great things can happen when you truly trust in yourself, no matter what people say. Because at the time, I know my wife didn't believe in me. She just went with the flow. I know it. I know my family didn't believe in me. I know my kids thought I was crazy at the time. I don't look too crazy now, do I, though? Everything that I ever wrote down in that book, I accomplished. And I have to write a new book because I already did all that. So now I got to do a new book now. A new book. You see? That's how it's got to be when you trust and you believe in yourself and you go against the grain when you know that's where you're supposed to go. Against the waves. Everybody goes with the motion in the ocean. Go against it. Find out what's on the other side of that tsunami. What's over there? Why nobody want to go over there? Why are they all afraid to go over there? I'm willing to die to go. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going through that shit. I think there's something over there. I think it's something over there. Just like in the movie, if y'all ever saw the movie Old, right? When they was in that little beach, all these people continued to go in this little area of the beach, and they could not get out through the cave because they would get, knocked out. And then the girl and the brother got so desperate that they said, we going in the ocean and we going over there in that reef. And they went through the reef and they found their way out. When all these people did not want to do it, they did not want to think about it, they did not want to try it, they were not ready to risk their life, even though they were going to die anyway. Think about that, family. You're going to die anyway. Why not risk your life on something that's worthwhile? So when you do die, because you will die, you won't look back on your life and say, I got to do it over again. Because once you do pass and you look at your life in your God state where you're not attached to these feelings of this construct, you're going to say, oh, I did it again. Forget it. Another 80 years. I'm going to put myself in a worse spot now to make myself wake up faster. So instead of having a mom and a dad, I'm going to go ahead and have a mom, and I'm going to have an abusive dad who's going to whoop my ass. It's going to make me wake up. Then I'm going to have a mom that kicks my dad out, and she's going to have multiple men that also whoop my ass. I want you to think about that, because your God state just wants experiences. And your human state's in the experience complaining about them, but your God state's having fun. When you go through pain, when you go through stress, and you get through it, your God state's having fun because it took experiences and it learned from it. Do you see? So what's the point of living like you're afraid instead of living your life on the edge, on the brink? Because that's where you find the true aspect of yourself. I used to have this saying when I used to run Intensity Fitness Club, when it was a fitness, when I was doing fitness. I used to say all these little things, little quotable things that I'm applying in my life today, not realizing my higher self was channeling these things through me a long time ago, back in 2014 when I started Intensity. And I used to say, what is pain to your purpose? It's necessary. What is pain to your purpose? It's necessary. You know what I mean? So, in order to get to somewhere for your purpose, if you're not on your purpose, there's no pain. It's easy. It's easy. As a matter of fact, no, I'm wrong. If you're not on a purpose, it is pain for not being on your purpose. But if you're on your purpose, it's also pain too. So pick the higher pain instead of the lower pain. Pick that, because you're going to hurt anyway. If you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I shut my mouth because I was afraid of what this fool was going to say? You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, this is my transmission for y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. I channel these lives. I just go. I let my higher self speak through me. If y'all can't tell already, And the more I let it speak through me, the better it gets. It started with the moon. It ended with you. Because it always was about you. And if anybody wants to go to my website to get those parasites out of them, visit earthlyelevation.com. First order 25% discount. Enter Elevate33 at checkout and you'll grab something. Yeah, you remember, listen, if anybody has been here since the beginning, watching me evolve, you know that I mean what I say. Because when you first saw me on this platform, I wasn't looking like this. I wasn't talking like this. I was a different type of individual. But when you are in front of individuals, family, and you're talking this stuff, you must be this stuff. Live the life you advocate. Balance is key. Yes, Intensity, IN10SITY. The other company that I have right now. I don't run operations right now. I took a step back to do this and to do this, but Intensity, okay? That's right. As you know my old saying, my name is Coach Reg, a.k.a. Mr. Intensity, and my job is to awaken the world's consciousness one person at a time. Hopefully that person is you. Talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Peace.